And welcome back to Fun Valley, everybody. Steve Carpenter with you as the Blue Dragon softball team goes after a series clinching win here in game number 2 of this Region 6 District D softball opening round series here at Fun Valley. Hutchinson with a 6-1 victory in game number 1 over the Kansas Blue Devils. And they now lead the series 1-0. So now the Dragons go for the sweep, something they did last year to Coffeyville. Pitching matchup today in game number 2 will be Tori Carruthers, the sophomore for Hutchinson, and Shannon Green, who is a freshman from McLouth, Kansas. Tori coming in with a record of 7-2, and Green coming in with a record of 5-2. Sun's starting to come out here. The skies are clearing. If Kansas City wins this game, it will be a game 3 immediately after the deciding third game of this series. Because of the weather and all the potential problems in getting ready for Topeka, it was decided that all 3 games will be played today. So we'll see how that plays out in the long run, with the Dragons now 14 games over 500 at 28-14. KCK now 22-21. Let's get to the starting lineups for the second game of this series. First for Casey Tillery's Blue Devils. Leading off will be the left fielder, Kaylin Stratton. Batting second and playing center field is Hannah Bishop. Designated player Allison Kasich bats third. Batting fourth to be the first baseman, Michaela Hoffert. Batting fifth, playing third base is Catherine Stringer. Batting sixth at shortstop is Candace Jennings. Amy Grace Williams gets the start behind the plate for the Dragons. She bats seventh. Batting eighth will be the second baseman, Samantha Sudak. And batting ninth and playing right field is Letitia Thomas. Shannon Green, the starter in the circle for game number 2 for the Blue Devils. So it's Stratton, Bishop, Kasich, Hoffert, Stringer, Jennings, Williams, Sudak, Thomas, and Shannon Green in the circles. Lineup for game number 2 for the Blue Dragons. They lead the series 1-0. Ashton Reynolds, who had a big game 1, leads it off and plays center field. Izzy Godinez bats second and is the shortstop. Batting third is the designated player, DJ Cannon. Tori Carruthers is the starting pitcher. She bats in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth will be the third baseman, Cameron Pope. Catcher Lexi Eisenbart bats sixth. Shayla DeGarmo is the second baseman. She bats seventh. Batting eighth is the right fielder, Hannah Danielson. And batting ninth, playing first base, is Molly Stevenson. Playing but not hitting, and in left field, is Mackenzie Lee. So for Jamie Rose's Blue Dragons, it's Reynolds, Godinez, Cannon, Carruthers, Pope, Eisenbart, DeGarmo, Danielson, Stevenson, and Mackenzie Lee in left field. We're about ready to have our managers meeting. We're going to take a break and come back with game number 2. The Dragons lead KCK 1-0 in the series and goes for the sweep and a trip to Topeka. This is Blue Dragon softball. Welcome back to Fun Valley. Still waiting for the managers meeting to take place, but let's get you up to date on scores throughout the Region 6 tournament. On the District E half, that's Hutchinson side again. Cali has the bye. They'll meet the winner of this series on Saturday in Topeka. Of course, Hutchinson won here 6-1 in game number 1. Neosho County has advanced. They've swept Heston 7-0 and 9-1. And no report from Indy and Labette. On the District M side, things are going somewhat to form. Johnson County has swept, or not swept, but on the way to sweeping Coffeyville. They won the first game 8-0 in 5 innings. And in game number 2, they're already up 6-0 bottom of the 5th over the Red Ravens. So Cavaliers on their way to a sweep. Took extra innings, but Cloud County rallied to a 2 in the bottom of the 7th and defeated Allen 11-9 in 8 innings. They get set for game number 2 here shortly. Highland has swept Fort Scott in game number 1, 13-0 in 5 innings, as expected. And the District 2 slot on that half, Murray State and North Ark, of course, no report on those. So all the winners of these series meet in Topeka on Saturday for two double elimination, 4-team double elimination setups. Meeting is over. The Dragons are getting set to take the field for game number 2. And here they come. So Cali will meet the KCK Hutch winner. Now, the other half of the bracket in District D will be Neosho County versus the Independence Labette winner. Labette is the favored team in that particular series. We'll try to get you some updates as we go on. So, Tori Carruthers with a record of 7-2 comes in. 3.44 ERA, 5 complete games, 1 save. 77 in the 3rd innings, pitched 89 hits, 50 runs, 38 earned. She has walked 39 and struck out 35. Opponents hitting 287 against. It was Carruthers who got the win in game 2 back on April 8th, a Hutchinson 8-6 win. She worked 6 2/3 innings, gave up 8 hits and 6 runs. She struck out 2 and walked 3. Hit a batter, but got the win. So here we go, set for game number 2. And the first pitch to Kaylin Stratton is up high, ball 1. First pitch coming at 3:52 p.m. And pitch is upstairs, 2-0. Here's the pitch. Changeup swung on and missed, and it's 2-1. Tori, primarily a changeup screwball pitcher. Fastball, rise ball in the mid-50s. Another changeup drops right off the table and swung over the top and missed. And it's 0-2 to Kaylin Stratton. It was 0 for 3 with a strikeout in game number 1. Little tapper fouled at the plate off the foot of Stratton. 3 straight lefties in the KCK order once again. This time facing the right-handed Tori Carruthers. Here's a 2-2. Ground ball up the middle and into center field for a leadoff single. Stratton didn't try to overpower it. She's poked it up the middle. So now we'll see what the Blue Devils do. Hannah Bishop steps in. Bishop was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in game number 1. She was also retired on a bunt attempt. High drive, right field line, but well foul. Tori requires movement and hitting her spots to be successful, and she's had a very successful sophomore campaign in the circle. making her 12th start overall, her 21st overall appearance. That pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-1. A lot of action out here at Fun Valley. Hutch High playing off to our left. Nickerson high softball off to our right. Here's the pitch. That one's lined toward the gap in left center field, and it's going to split it and roll all the way to the wall. Stratton's going to be nope, now she's going to be held at third as Ashton Reynolds hustles the ball in. But a double to left center by Bishop gives the Devils runners at second and third with nobody out here to start the game, and one of the country's best hitters, and Allison Kasich steps in. Kasich over 3 in game number 1 with 3 strikeouts. Came into the afternoon with a .500 batting average. That pitch in the dirt, a changeup, ball 1. Kasich 55 for 110 in the regular season with 10 home runs and 57 RBIs. And it's ball 2 from Carruthers. Ball 3. So an inauspicious start for the Dragons. Tori struggled somewhat her last time out against the Friends JV. Here's a slow grounder to second. They go out, now the throw home, and she's gonna be out at the plate. Lexi Eisenbart held on. Stratton kept delaying her movement toward home, and finally when DeGarmo threw it, she delivered. Stratton never reached the plane. A great block by Lexi Eisenbart, and it's a double play, 4-3-2. Bishop will move up to third.
First baseman number 30, Michaela Hoffer.
What a strike right on the money from Molly Stevenson to Lexi Eisenbart. Now a runner at third, 2 away for first baseman Michaela Hoffert. Hoffert 0 for 3 in game number 1. Here's a strike from Carruthers. So Torrey close to giving up a big inning, but now and out away from getting out of it unscathed. The pitch. Screwball inside, and it's 1-1. Third double play of the series for the Dragons, and none of them have been the conventional way. 2 line-out double plays. And the one we just saw, that pitch drops in, and it's 1-2 to Hoffert. These two teams split the regular season meetings. Hutch lost 8-5, won 8-6 on April 8th in Kansas City. The pitch. Ooh, where did that pitch miss? 2-2. Great changeup from Carruthers. Also a decent amount of restraint on Hoffert's part. 2-2 pitch. Inside, full count. So now the payoff. Carruthers to Hoffert. Ground ball to third. Knocked down by Pope, but she bobbles it, and a run will score. To be an unearned run on the error by Cameron Pope. Cameron really couldn't decide if she was going to take it on the big hop. Then she tried to backhand it on the short hop and wound up bobbling the ball altogether. And Kansas City has its first lead of the series at 1-0. No RBI charged to Hoffert. It'll be an unearned run. And now there's a shot to left field by Stringer, and Mackenzie Lee makes the grab in left field to end the inning. So the inning that could have been a whole lot worse turns into just 1 unearned run on 2 hits, 1 error, and nobody left on base. After a half inning in game number 2, Blue Devils won, and the Blue Dragons coming up. 1-0 KCK, bottom of the first. Dragons coming up for the first time against Shannon Green, who brings in a 5-2 record and a 4.39 earned run average. Their win totals on their stats don't add up to their record, so we're not sure if those stats are 100% correct in terms of their win-loss marks. And Ashton Reynolds takes low from ball one. Ashton had a huge game both offensively and defensively in game number one. Reynolds now hitting .409 with 52 hits. Here's a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Reynolds was 2 for 3, a double, 2 runs scored and drove in 2. She scored the first run of the game when she singled, moved around to third on a couple of outs and scored on a wild pitch. That pitch down low, 2-1. She made the defensive play at the game. With the game at 6-1, KCK was loading up for a big inning against DJ Cannon. 2-1 pitch. There's a slow roller to the left side, fielded by the third baseman Stringer, and she throws Reynolds out for out number 1. Ashton made this incredible running catch and a ball hit over her head. She caught it right at the track, spun and threw it to second base for a huge double play. And then Cannon got out of that inning with no further damage. So Ashton had a big effect in game number 1. She grounds out to third to start game 2, and now the batter will be Izzy Godinez as the shortstop. Izzy hitting .444 with 59 hits, 2 home runs, 20 RBIs. Izzy was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice in game number 1, and she takes a strike to start the at-bat from Green. Green was a losing pitcher. It's a check swing foul on a pitch up and in. It's 1-1. Green was the losing pitcher in Hutchinson's 8-6 win on April 8th. She worked 5 2/3 innings, gave up 9 hits, 8 runs. She struck out 4 and walked 1. Godinez pops one up, foul territory near the on-deck circle, and a basket catch made by Amy Grace Williams, the game 2 starting catcher. And there's 2 away. Now DJ Cannon, the DH, or the designated player, excuse me. Cannon extended her hitting streak to 12 games. That's a season high.
Your designated player, number 15.
19 for 41 over that stretch with 12 RBIs. She hits one up the middle. The second baseman, Sudak, gets to it, and it's a very quick 1-2-3 inning for the Blue Dragons in the bottom of the first. We go to the second, 1-0 Kansas City. One nothing KCK by our top of the second inning here in game number 2. The Dragons lead the series 1-0 with a 6-1 victory earlier today.
Shortstop, number 10, Candace Jennings.
Here's Candace Jennings, the shortstop, to lead off the second. She broke up DJ Cannon's no-hit bid with a leadoff double in the 6th inning in game number 1. Ball 1 on a changeup from Tori Carruthers. Jennings 1 for 2 in game number 1. The pitch, now 2-0. Right now, Carruthers and the Dragons lucky to be down only 1-0. The 2-0 pitch is high, ball 3, and that's the last thing that Tori wants to do is excuse me, walked the leadoff batter. That's a 4-pitch walk to Jennings to start the second.
Catcher number 25, Amy Grace Wilson.
Here's the catcher, Amy Grace Wilson. Didn't play in game number 1. She drops a bunt down foul. Amy Grace Wilson, a .313 hitter in the regular season with 31 hits, 4 doubles, 21 RBIs. Grace Gosfiner caught game number 1, showing bunt again, and she takes the low, and the count even at 1-1. So far, all the home teams have won through the first rounds of games that have reported. Winner of this series gets Cowley Saturday at Hummer Park in Topeka. Bunt drop down is a good one, fielded by Carruthers. She'll throw to first with Shayla DeGarmo covering. The sacrifice works 1-4. It's a runner in scoring position with 1 out for Samantha Sudak. Sudak played second base in game number 1, did not hit. She played out of the flex position. Sudak, a .355 hitter with 27 hits, 6 doubles, a home run, and 13 driven in. The wind and the pitch in the dirt. Gets stopped by Lexi Eisenbart. It's ball 1. The wind and the pitch downstairs, and it's 2-0. How Jamie Rose might handle the staff. First out of the pen if Tori struggles. Ball by Sudak, pulled foul. It'll be Destiny Schultz. The Dragons will not use DJ Cannon here in game number 2. There's a little pop-up that's caught by Carruthers. She can't double off Jennings, but a good pitching on the hands of Sudak. She pops out to Carruthers, and there's 2 away.
Right fielder number 7, Leticia Thomas.
Unless the Dragons have a legitimate chance to win game 2 and get the sweep, we will not see DJ in game number 2. Now Leticia Thomas, the right fielder. She takes a low, ball 1. Thomas 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in the opening game of the series. There's a ground ball to short. Godinez has it on to first in time, and Carruthers works around the leadoff walk. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Hutchinson trails the Blue Devils 1-0. We will have all coverage from Topeka should the Blue Dragons get there. Be a big weekend for the Blue Dragons all the way around. Track at Region 6 in in Kansas City. Baseball at home against Labette in the best of 3 opening round series. And of course, Blue Dragons softball, hopefully, on Saturday morning in Topeka. They lead the series 1-0, but trail the Blue Devils 1-0, bottom of the second. Tori Carruthers will lead it off against Shannon Green here in the second. Green worked a 1-2-3, bottom of the first. There's a Swinging a foul ball by Torrey Carruthers. Carruthers 376 up-to-date numbers with 50 hits, 4 home runs, 32 RBIs. Carruthers was 1 for 3, a solid single to left fielder first in game number 1. That one's pulled foul. She got every bit of it. Pulls it foul, and it's 0-2. The count to the Dragon pitcher. Green gets her signal and now steps in. It's a curveball way outside, 1-2. With a pitch like that, imagine that next one's coming right in on the hands of Torrey. Here's the pitch. There it is, and it's pulled foul. One ball and 2 strikes to count to Torrey Carruthers as we lit off the bottom of the second inning. Pitch popped up, and will be Green herself making the catch, and there's 1 away. Torrey got jammed big time. And I bring up Cameron Pope. Wind starting to kick up a little bit more here in game number 2 as the skies clear, blowing still out of the east.
Third baseman, number 21, Cameron Pope.
Cameron, game number 1, 0 for 2 with a walk. She hits a little slow roller to the first baseman, and the flip to first with Sudak covering, and just like that, there's 2 away. So right now the Dragons having trouble timing up Shannon Green. Dragons hitting 376 as a team. They have scored 300 runs through the season in 42 games.
Number 13, Lexi Eisenbart.
Here's Lexi Eisenbart. Strike called. Eisenbart hitting 370 with 40 hits, 3 home runs, 29 RBIs. She had a leadoff triple to start the Blue Dragons' 5-run 5th inning. That was hit over the head of right fielder Letitia Thomas, who's playing much deeper. There's one hit to center field pretty well hit, and it's over the head of the center fielder and to the wall. Eisenbart will stop at second. She continues to pound the ball, her 9th double of the year, 14th extra base hit. She's the tying run with 2 out at second base. So now it'll be Shayla DeGarmo, the second baseman.
The second baseman, number
DeGarmo on a 9-game hitting streak. And she corks one to center field. Going back is the center fielder Bishop, and this time she makes the catch stumbling, but she makes it, and the inning is over. So the Dragons threaten to tie it up. No runs, a hit, 1 left after 2. It's Kansas City 1 and the Dragons nothing. Top of the 3rd here in game number 2. Hutch trailing 1-0 around the region. Cloud County continues to lead in game 2. Top of the 5th, now leading Allen 2-0. The T-Birds won the first game in extra innings. Johnson County on their way to a sweep of Coffeyville. They lead game number 2, 6-0 top of the 7th. Neosho has already swept Heston. Highland won their first game in run rule fashion over Fort Scott.
Left fielder, number 20.
Top of the order, and Kaylin Stratton leads it off. Stratton singled and was cut down at the plate on a 5-4 or a 4-3-2 double play. That really turned that first inning around for the Dragons. There's a ground ball up the middle, knocked down by DeGarmo, but she can't get it out of her glove, and it'll be an infield single for Stratton. Basically the same spot she hit the first, but this time a diving DeGarmo got to it. Just couldn't get the ball out of the glove, and I'm not sure they were going to get her anyway, as Stratton made it down the line in pretty good order. Stratton is 9 for 9 in stolen bases. KCK does like to run a lot more than the Dragons. There's a bunt by Bishop. Fielded by, it's a high throw, and she's safe. It'll be an infield single for Bishop, and trouble brewing again for the Dragons.
Designated player number 36, Allison Kasich.
Now Allison Kasich, the designated hitter, she hit into that 4-3-2 double play. 0 for 4 in the series. Here's the pitch. Now one's dripped toward the gap in left center field. Nobody's going to get to this one, and it rolls to the wall. Stratton being waved. Here comes Godinez's throw. It's high. And now the runners are going to move up. So it'll be a single and an RBI for Kasich and a throwing error on Izzy Godinez. And KCK's back in business now, leading 2-0.
First baseman number 30, Michaela Hofford.
So an RBI for Kasich. And it's 3 straight singles to start the game for Hutchinson. And Jamie Rose pops out of the dugout, and we are going to have a pitching change. So Des Schultz coming in, and we'll tell you about her numbers right after this break. Freshman Destiny Schultz in to pitch for the Dragons. Schultz, a 5'8" freshman out of Deer Park, Texas, comes in. Hutchinson trailing game number 2, 2-0. Tori Carruthers moves from the circle to left field. And Michaela Hoffert will be the batter. Runners at second and third. Nobody out already. A run across. KCK with 5 hits. They had 2 off of DJ Cannon in game number 1. Schultz on for the 18th time. 12th in relief. 4-2 at the 6.27 ERA. 1 save, 1 complete game for Des. 44 2/3 innings pitched. 74 hits, 52 runs, 40 earned, 19 strikeouts, 14 walks, and opponents hitting .366 against. The illegal pitch is called, and that's going to bring the run home. So they call an illegal pitch on Destiny Schultz, and all of a sudden it's 3-0 Blue Dragon, or 3-0 KCK. Bishop scores. Kasich will throw to third. No argument from the Dragon coaches. So now runner at third with nobody out and 2 already across. And pitches downstairs to Hoffert, ball 1. So if this score maintains, and the Dragons still have plenty of at-bats to go. Ball 2. Game 3 is going to take place tonight. And listening to the coaches and the experts around the Jayhawk, this was one of those that had a high probability of going 3 games. 2 very closely knit teams. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. There might be 3-1 on the illegal pitch. There's a strike at the knees. It's either 2-2 or 3-2. It is 3-2. The illegal pitch is not like a block in baseball where there's no pitch. There's a roller up along third, but foul. So the top of the order getting it done here in game 2. Stratton, Bishop, and Kasich. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. There's the big first out. Des gets her first strike out of the game. That'll bring up the third baseman, Catherine Stringer.
Third baseman number 8, Catherine Stringer.
Stringer lined out to left fielder Mackenzie Lee to end the first inning. The line and the pitch. That's a line shot right to Godinez. It's short and very quickly 2 away. Now Kasich at third. So the Dragons definitely within striking distance. They were down 8-0 earlier this year and came back and won the game. So comebacks are nothing new to this Blue Dragon softball team as Candace Jennings steps in. She walked. There's a roller along third, but it goes foul. These Dragons have made several comebacks for wins this year. Hutch won the first game 6-1 to lead the series 1-0. The line in the pitch. High fly ball down the left field line, but it's going to hook foul and out of play. And Schultz up in the count, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Rise ball misses wide, and it's 1-2. That, though, was one of the best pace pitches I've seen Des throw this year. That thing had some jump on it. 1-2 pitch. That's lined down the left field line, but foul by a foot. Just seeing that jump on the pace of that last pitch might tell you what kind of afternoon Des Schultz ready to have. Right now, she's just trying to keep this at a 3-run deficit and get the Dragons back in the dugout. 1-2 pitch, change up, popped up, shallow right. This could be trouble. Coming on is Danielson, and she can't make the catch. Coming into second, and she's in safely. Jennings beats it out. That gets Jamie Rose off the bucket. She's not happy with the call. It was a bang-bang play. And now it's 4-0 on the bloop double by Jennings, her second 2-bagger of the series. Great effort from Hannah Danielson.
Catcher number 25, Amy Grace Wilson.
Now the catcher, Amy Grace Wilson. High pop, shallow right. In comes Danielson. She's got it measured, and the inning is over. But KCK takes charge with 3 runs on 4 hits. And after 2.5, they lead Hutchinson now 4-0. Labette wins its series opener with Independence 6-5 to take a 1-0 series lead over Megan Hudson's Pirates. So all the home teams one-game ones. Now the Dragons trail 4-0 here in the bottom of the third. Shannon Green has pitched well so far. Only Lexi Eisenbart has hit the ball hard to double over Hannah Bishop's head in the center field. As the throw goes down, it'll be Hannah Danielson, Molly Stevenson in the top of the order. Ashton Reynolds due up here in the third. Again, the Dragons' biggest comeback this year. They trailed Garden City 8-0 and came back to win. So comebacks have been a part of the Dragon arsenal this year. Hannah Danielson steps in. She had a good first game. 1 for 2 with a run scored. 1 for 3 with a run scored and a run driven in. For the season now, Hannah hitting .402 with 51 hits, 6 doubles, a triple, 1 home run, and 25 RBIs, and it's strike 1 from Green. She only needed 18 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. A little jam shot roller to short, bobbled by Candace Jennings, and safe on the air at first is Hannah Danielson. Green made the great pitch. It was in on the hands, but it had such side spin that Jennings had trouble getting to it when she reached it. So it's an error on Jennings. Now Molly Stevenson, the batter. Another jam shot, pop foul. So Green has established the inner half of the zone against the Dragon right-handed hitters. And except for DJ Cannon, they are all right-handed. Molly now hitting .295 with 18 hits, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs. He was 0 for 2, hit by a pitch, and scored a run in the first game. High pop foul out of play, and it's 0-2 to Stevenson. Molly out of McKinney, Texas. Got to meet her folks last week on sophomore day against the Friends JV. Molly likes to come into the office and give me a hard time. I give it right back to her, so it's mutual. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball to short. They go to second for 1, on to first. The throw pulls Hofford off, but you can't assume the double play. And now it's a runner at first, 1 away for the top of the order. Ashton Reynolds grounded out to third baseman Catherine Stringer, her first time. Reynolds now 2 for 4 in the series. Checks her swing on a ball, misses low for ball 1. Dragons just kind of need to wait this one out. See if they can't start getting some pitches more to their liking. Right now, Green pitch inside, 2-0. Green very much owning the inner half right now. First game, April 8th, they hit Green hard. 9 hits and 8 runs. Ball down the third base line, but it rolls foul. Kind of a change of fortune from that April 8th afternoon. Tori Carruthers got the win. She's already been knocked out of the circle. And right now Green holds a 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the third of game number 2 as KCK tries to keep its season alive. Curveball misses outside, and it's 3-1. You know, if you follow the pitching pattern of Shannon Green, you know the next pitch is coming right in on the hands. There it was, a little blooper caught by the shortstop, and hustling back is Molly Stevenson, 2 away. So the Dragons are going to have to adjust on those inside pitches. Trying to get those hands behind the ball and through the zone a little bit quicker. Izzy Godinez, the batter, she fouled out to the catcher, Amy Grace Wilson. She drops one down, but it's hitting the box foul. Hit her in the box foul, excuse me. Dragons need to rally if they want to sweep. Hard hit ball snagged by the shortstop Jennings. She goes to Sudak at second for the force, and the Dragons are done in the third. No runs, no hits, an error, and no one man left on base. We've completed 3 in game number 2. The Devils 4, the Dragons nothing. Top of the fourth rolls around in game number 2. KCK with a 4-0 lead over Hutchinson. Steve Carpenter with you here on the Blue Dragon Sports Network. And thanks to all those Blue Devil fans joining us on the stream this afternoon. Weather pretty darn good for what we've had over the weekend. 4-0 KCK, and Destiny Schultz gets 8, 9, and 1 here in the Devil fourth. And it's ball 1 to Samantha Sudak, who popped out to the pitcher, Tori Carruthers, her first time up. Dez came out and put out a fire. There go ball hit to left field. Carruthers, and it's over her head. She lost it in the sun, and it goes to the wall. Tori will speed it in, but it's a leadoff double for Sudak. That's sun out now. About an hour ago, that ball's probably caught. But the sun out now, and well struck ball by Sudak, and she's at second base with nobody out. 4th consecutive inning that KCK's had the leadoff batter aboard. Here's Letitia Thomas. There's a shot into right center field. This is going to split the gap and make it 5-0 KCK. Sudak scores. Back-to-back doubles from Sudak and Thomas to make it 5-0. So nothing going the Dragons' way here in the game number 2. Five runs, 8 hits for KCK. No runs, 1 hit for Hutchinson. Now the leadoff hitter, Kaylin Stratton. Stratton 2 for 2, a couple of singles and a run scored. Crowd continues to build. Blue Dragon baseball team up. Here's a foul back to the screen. Good student support out here. Should this score stay the same, we need him to stay out here for game number 3. Good screwball from Schultz for a strike, and it's 0-2. Right now, the early round scores, or the early scores in the game 2 rounds, Hutchinson's the only home team trailing. High fly, out of play to the left. Jamie Rose knew this KCK team wouldn't go away. That's how she flat described him on the pregame show. This team just does not go away, and we're witnessing that right now. The pitch. Inside a curveball, just misses, and it's 1-2. That was a nice pitch. Definitely got Stratton thinking. The hands came forward a little bit. 1-2 pitch. Little curveball, bloop, snagged by Cameron Pope, and right on the bag in fair territory for out number 1. Stratton retired for the first time. That'll bring up Hannah Bishop, the center fielder. 2 for 2, a double, a single, 2 runs scored. Wagging that bat, showing bunt. Now pulls back and bloops one to Des Schultz for out number 2. 2 really good pitches by Schultz to get the KCK 1 and 2 hitters in the order out. Now a big at bat in this game. Allison Kasich steps in 1 for 2. She finally got on the board with an RBI single in the 3rd. Before that, she was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a double play. Again, she's one of the nation's top hitters coming into the afternoon, hitting an even 500. The 0-1. Curveball popped up, shallow left center. Could be trouble, and it drops in for a hit. Thomas, who went on contact, scores without a play, and it's 6-0. So a bloop single in the left center field. Once again, there's a case you can make a great pitch, and a great hitter can just dink it wherever she needs it to get the hit. So 2 straight RBI singles for Kasich. And the Dragons now trail at 6-0. 9 hits now for KCK. Michaela Hoffert, the first baseman, 0 for 2. Slow roller along third, fielded in fair territory by Pope. She pours it across in time, and the inning is over. For KCK in the inning, 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Dragons have an uphill climb now, trailing the Blue Devils 6-0. DJ Cannon laid off the bottom of the 4th as KCK has made a huge statement to knot this series up at a game apiece. Leading 6-0 after 3.5. DJ Cannon, Tori Carruthers, Cameron Pope here in the 4th. Only 1 hit in the first 3 innings off of Shannon Green. And she's only thrown 30 pitches through 3 innings. Grounded up the middle, clipped by the glove of Green, and the throw is low, and Cannon beats it out for an infield single. If Green doesn't touch it, I don't think Jennings gets to it. The reflection took it right to Jennings, but Cannon with good speed down the line beats it out for an infield single. And now Tori Carruthers. Carruthers popped up her first time, and she got one of those jam shots from Green. High fly ball to left field, pretty well hit, but playable though. Stratton makes the catch. It was hit a mile high, but Carruthers is the first out of the 4th inning. Out of the Dragons, you kind of want to wear Green out a little bit, make her throw some pitches. Well, she finishes this game in the 60 pitch range, as she's right now on pace to doing. The Dragons may face her right away again in game 3. So, hard hit ball, foul by Pope. Cameron grounded out to the first baseman, Michaela Hoffert, her first time up. Pope looking for her first hit of the series. She's 0 for 3 in the series. But the Dragons like their baseball counterparts, have been extremely aggressive in the count. High pop, shallow left, and is caught by Stratton again near the line, and there's 2 away. Now Lexi Eisenmart, the only person who has squared one up on Shannon Green. She doubled over the head of the center fielder, Hannah Bishop. So that DeGarma also hit it well. But Eisenmart has one of the 2 dragon hits. A curveball misses outside. Ball 1 to Lexi. Her family sitting to our lower right here in the middle tier of seats here at Fun Valley. The pitch. Way high, and it's 2-0. Only the 6th pitch of the inning, and there's already 2 outs. Pitch on the inner half, pulled foul by Lexi, and it's 2-1. Runner at first, 2 away. There's the pitch. Hard hit ball right to Jennings at short. They go the short way to second for the force, and the Dragons are done in the 4th. It only took 8 pitches for Shannon Green to get through it. No runs, a hit, 1 left. The Dragons have stranded 3 through 4 innings. We go to the 5th. Hutchinson trails KCK 6-0. Been a pair of dominant pitching performances here this afternoon at Fun Valley. E.J. Cannon threw a 2-hitter and a 6-1 Hutch win in game 1. Right now, Shannon Green is limiting the Dragons to no runs and 2 hits through 4 innings. So Des Schultz, her job to keep it at a 6-run deficit. She's got the middle of the lineup, Stringer, Jennings, and Wilson. 5, 6, and 7 here in the top of the 5th. KCK trying to extend their season and force a decisive game number 3, which will be about 30 minutes after the completion of this game. Here's a strike at the belt from Schultz. Stringer has lined out twice. She's hit the ball well twice. Lined out to left field and lined out to Godinez at short. Schultz 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout, no walks. There's a comebacker right to Schultz. She pours it across the first one away. Stringer 0 for 3, and that'll bring up Candace Jennings, the shortstop. 1 for 1, a walk and an RBI double. That double made it 4-0. A wind in the pitch, foul back out of play. Heading toward the Nickerson folks off to our right. Line in the pitch. Lifted to left and shallow. Coming in is Carruthers. She's got it, and there's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down here in the KCK 5th for Amy Grace Wilson, the catcher. 0 for 1 for Wilson. Sacrifice bunt in the 2nd. Flew out to end the 3rd to right field. And Hannah Danielson. Line in the pitch. Fouled out of play. Chin of Amy Grace coming out of the KCK dugout. One popped up, and this one will reach the seats. Right in the middle of the Blue Dragon baseball team, and they let it drop. Hope that's not a precursor for the weekend. 0-2 to Amy Grace Wilson. Here's the pitch. Foul off again. Dez is in the zone. 33 pitches, 27 strikes. That's an impressive number. The line in the 0-2. Pop foul out of play again. That about clipped some unsuspecting fans over on the other set of bleachers facing the other field. Now the ball's just being returned. KCK with 1 in the first, 3 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Dragons have been held to no runs on 2 hits. The 0-2. Fouled out of play again. That's 4 consecutive foul balls off to the right. Wilson late on every swing, but she's still alive at 0-2. Slow tapped to Stevenson at first. She steps on the bag, and Des Schultz works a 1-2-3, top of the 5th inning. On to the bottom of the 5th of Fun Valley, 6-0 KCK. Dragons with 3 at bats to rally. It would be the second largest comeback of the season for Hutchinson. They trailed Garden City 8-0 back in February and rallied to win. Right now, Shannon Green has the Dragons just all knotted up. A double by Eisenbart and a single by DJ Cannon of the infield variety. Bottom third of the order here in the 5th, DeGarmo, Danielson, and Stevenson. DeGarmo hit it well, but she was robbed of a hit by Hannah Bishop in center field. That was right on the heels of Eisenbart's double. There's a shot to center field. It's going to plug or left center field, and it plugs the gap. DeGarmo will pull on the second with a leadoff double. That gets the crowd going. Now a large partisan Hutchinson crowd off to our right. Here's Hannah Danielson, who reached on an error her first time up.
The right fielder, number 8, Hannah Danielson.
Danielson has hit the ball well over her last 9 games. She takes low. Hannah has hit safely in 10 of her last 11. Line in the pitch. That's a shot to right center field that's going to get down. Rounding third is DeGarmo. And the run scores, and Dragons are on the board now, trailing 6-1. An RBI single for Hannah Danielson. Danielson drives in her 27th of the year, and Casey Tillery, the KCK head coach, heads to the circle. Green has been in total control up until this fifth inning. No walks. She hasn't struck out a batter, and she'd only given up 2 hits before the double by DeGarmo and the RBI single by Danielson. Very quick speed from Casey Tillery. She's back in the dugout. Molly Stevenson is awaiting the breakup of the remainder of the meeting. Now we'll get back to business. So perhaps the Dragon Rally is on. RBI single by Danielson cuts the lead to 5. Now Molly Stevenson steps in. She hit into a fielder's choice her first time up. The line of the pitch. Foul back to the screen. Pretty good cut. Stevenson 0 for 3 in the series. A couple of the men's basketball players sitting just below our camera vantage point. I think they jumped on a foul ball or into the screen. The pitch. Little bloop to right. Playable though for Thomas. She's got it, and there's one away here in the Dragon fifth. Now be the third time around of the order for the Dragons against Shannon Green. Ashton Reynolds 0 for 2. Grounded out and then lined out to shortstop. 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 4 left on for KCK. 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on for Hutchinson as Ashton takes a strike on the outside corner. 44 pitches, 33 for strikes. The 2 pitchers in the game right now are just absolutely pounding the zone. There's a changeup that it drops low, and the count evens at 1-1. Dragons with a 6-1 deficit. They're trying to sweep this series, and they got a long way to go. Ground ball to short. Jennings has it. They go to second for 1. Sudak's throw not in time. Now there's 2 away. So now better speed on the bases with Reynolds, and maybe Ben Whitsitt starts something with Izzy Godinez, who's 0 for 2.
Number 20, Izzy Godinez.
Dragons yet to attempt a steal in this series. Ground ball to short. Jennings has it on the second for the force. And a promising inning kind of goes quietly, but the Dragons are on the board. 1 run, 2 hits to Hannah Danielson RBI single. And after 5, Hutchinson trails KCK 6-1. Samantha Sudak leads off the top of the 6th for the Blue Devils. Sudak led off the 4th inning, a 2-run inning for KCK with the double, and she scored on Letitia Thomas's double. Des Schultz has retired 4 in a row and was very impressive in the 5th. Swing by Sudak, found back to the screen, and that's how we start the 6th inning. Tori Carruthers went 2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. Schultz into her 4th inning of work, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 strikeout. The pitch upstairs, and it's a ball and a strike now to Samantha Sudak. Upstairs for a ball, 2-1. If this result stays the same, game number 3 of this best-of-3 series, the decisive game 3, will be 30 minutes after the completion. Fouled back and nearly came back and got the home plate umpire in the back. They're going to check that ball to make sure it didn't get cut. It came off one of the screws kind of awkwardly, but they're going to keep it in play. Now 2-2 to Sudak. 40 pitches, 32 strikes for Des Schultz. Here's the pitch. Foul back. And it remains 2-2. Dragons got on the board in the 5th with a Hannah Danielson RBI single. That pitch misses, and it's a full count now to Sudak. Sudak didn't hit in game number 1. She was the flex player playing second. Here's the payoff. Got her swinging on a changeup, one away. Second strikeout for Des Schultz. She's retired 5 in a row now, with Tisha Thomas will be the batter. 1 for 2, an RBI double, and a run scored in the 4th.
Right fielder number 7, Tisha Thomas.
Foul out of play. Kind of worried about my throat, one little blooper toward the Dragon dugout. Molly Stevenson can't chase it down. First game yesterday consisted of 373 pitches in an 8-inning game. Second game went long when one of our umpires was injured on a foul tip to the face mask. Here's the 0-2. Hard hit ball past the diving DeGarmo into right for a hit. Thomas is now 2 for 3. 1 out single for Thomas, and it's back to the top of the order in Kaylin Stratton. Stratton, Bishop, and Kasich are a combined 6 for 9 with 4 runs and just 2 RBIs, but they've been kind of the table setters. Inside out swing, fouls outside of third. Three straight lefties to start the Casey Tillery batting order. KCK looking for some insurance. The Dragons looking to get back in the dugout and start chipping away some more. Curveball inside from Schultz. Didn't miss by much, but it's 1-1. Center fielder Ashton Reynolds shallow in center. Hannah Danielson also fairly shallow in right and creeping in a couple of steps. Here's the 1-1. Foul back to the screen, and it's 1-2. KCK as a team has stolen 59 of 61 bases this year. They have not utilized that part of the game so far today. 1-2 pitch. Grounded up the middle, and that's going to sneak through for a base hit. Thomas will stop at second. And it's 2 on with 1 out as KCK gets its 11th hit of the game. They've out-hit Hutchinson 11-4. Now Hannah Bishop, the center fielder. 2 for 3, a double, a single, 2 runs scored. She also popped up in her last at bat. Bishop now 2 for 6 in the series. The pitch. That's up the middle and through for a base hit. Thomas will be held. Now she's coming as the ball's bobbled. The throw's not in time. And now the ball gets away from Eisenbart and the runners move up. And it's 7-1. Another throwing error. Third of the game for Hutchinson. So they get that Big insurance run. RBI for Bishop. Now the pitch to Kasich. So 3 errors on the Dragons in this one. 3 hits in the inning. Kasich really has a chance to put this one out of reach. After going over her first 4 with 3 strikeouts and a double play, it's been back-to-back RBI singles for Kasich. Here's the 1-1. High drive to left, but playable for Carruthers. Tagging is Stratton coming up the line. It's going to be not in time. The ball kicks away. Sliding in safely is Stratton to make it 8-1 on a sac fly by Kasich. Her 3rd RBI of the game. Pretty good throw from Tori Carruthers. Now Michaela Hoffert, the batters. 2 big insurance runs here in the top of the 6th. Erases the 1 run. The Dragons scored in the bottom of the 5th, and now they've extended the lead to 7. Dragons want to keep that runner at 3rd from scoring, because then the run rule might be invoked if the Dragons can't score in the bottom of the 6th. Ball 1 to Hoffert, who's 0 for 3 and 0 for 6 in the series. There's a strike at the knees. So right now we're potentially looking at a game 3. Again, scheduled for 30 minutes after the completion of this one. So curveball outside. Dragons need your support, so come on out if you're in town. Head out to Fun Valley and support the Blue Dragons as they try to move on to Topeka. 2-1 pitch, down low, 3-1. Dragons won the first game 6-1. It's been all KCK in this one. Ball 4, and it's runners at 1st and 3rd with 2 outs for the 3rd baseman, Catherine Stringer. Stringer still looking for her first hit, 0 for 3, but she's hit the ball hard 3 times. She's lined out twice, once to left, once to short, and hit a hard comebacker that Des Schultz fielded. Bishop at 3rd, Hoffert at 1st, 2 out, 2 already across in the inning, 8-1 KCK. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Good crowd on hand, one of the bigger ones of the year right now. Just not much to cheer about. There's a strike at the knees. Good pitch from Schultz, and it's 0-2. Dragons right now, a season high 14 games over 500 at 28-14. KCK just 1 game. There's a comebacker knocked down by Schultz. She recovers onto 1st in time, and the inning is over. But 2 big insurance runs, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 left on base, and we've completed 5.5 here at Fun Valley in game number 2. 8-1, KCK leads the Blue Dragons. DJ Cannon laid it off for the Dragons here in the bottom of the sixth. Hutch trailing 8-1 in game two. Dragons with a 1-0 lead in the series. Allen County forces a third game with the 6-2 win over Cloud County. So at least one series will go the full three. And it's ball one to DJ. Cannon 1 for 2, now a 13-game hitting streak for Cannon. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. So Allen and KCK will go a third game. Johnson has swept, Neosho has swept. There's a line drive left field that's down for a hit, and it's a 2-hit game for DJ with an opposite field single. She leads off an inning with the second straight time with a hit. 2 for 3. She has 2 of Hutchinson's 5 hits. And now left fielder Tori Carruthers 0 for 2. 1 for 5 in the series. Grounded up the middle. Jennings gets to it, and it bobbles it, and everybody's safe. It'll be another error on Candace Jennings, and the Dragons have maybe something cooking here in the sixth. Cannon with a single. Carruthers reaches on an error. 2 on, nobody out for Cameron Pope, the third baseman. Pope 0 for 2, looking for her first hit of the series. The pitch. Strike called. Numbers on Shannon Green. 5 hits, 1 earned run, no strikeouts, no walks. The pitch. And on the hands, it's pulled foul. And Pope down in the count, 0-2. She has absolutely owned the inner half of the plate against the Dragon right-handed hitters. 53 pitches, 40 for strikes. That's an impressive ratio. The 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Pope knew it. First strikeout for Shannon Green. Now first and second, 1 out for Lexi Eisenbart, who has probably been the best Dragon hitter of the day overall. 1 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice her last time up, doubled in the second. She rolls one along third foul, and again, that pitch right in on the hands. Cannon at second, Carruthers at first. 8-1, Hutchinson trails. Here's the pitch. Line drive to the third baseman. Getting back to first is Carruthers before she gets doubled off. Now there's 2 away. Again, another pitch on the inside, right on the hands. A little soft liner to a KCK infielder. Now it's 2 on, 2 out for Shayla DeGarmo. DeGarmo doubled to the gap in left center and scored. 1 for 2 in the game. Here's the pitch. Curveball for a strike. Do not be surprised if this score stays the same and kind of has the same feel to it without the Dragons really getting a hold of it. That pitch popped up, playable for Hofford in foul territory, and a promising start to an inning goes awry as the next 3 Dragon batters make out. We head to the 7th, 8-1 KCK. Welcome back to Fun Valley, everybody. Steve Carpenter with you. It'll be Jennings, Wilson, and Sudak here in the 7th. As we are now just 1 inning away, unless things drastically change from a game 3. Candace Jennings, 1 for 2, an RBI double in the 3rd. She walked and then flew out to left field, and it's a strike from Des Schultz. Schultz hasn't pitched badly in relief of Tori Carruthers. It's a line shot to right field for a hit, and Danielson cuts it off and hustles it back in. A nice play by Hanna to hold that to a single. 2 hits now for Jennings. 13 hits now for KCK after being limited to 2. Here's Amy Grace Wilson, the catcher. And we are probably going to get a pinch runner at first base. Jennings was pinch ran before, or pinch ran for in the first game. So we'll see who it will be. And it will be Natalie Cowan, a freshman out of Basehor, Kansas. She's who pinch ran for Jennings in game number 1 and scored Casey K's only run. So now Amy Grace Wilson, the batter. Wilson 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Showing bunt here and drops one down. It's a good one. Fielded by Des Schultz. Throws it across to first with Shayla DeCarmo covering. The sacrifice works. And Cowan's at second base with 1 out for the second baseman, Samantha Sudak. Sudak 1 for 3, a double in the 4th. He struck out in the 6th. Afraid we're going to lose some of the students who need to get back and into the calf before it shuts down. Pitch taken low, ball 1. The fact that we are playing 3, I think both coaches would appreciate maybe a little extra time between games. Being the 3rd game of the afternoon. A little pop up on the infield, going back to make the grab is Molly Stevenson, and there's 1 away. Check that 2 away, my apologies. And I'll bring up right fielder Letitia Thomas. Thomas, two hits in her last 2 at bats, an RBI double and a run scored in the 4th, a single and a run scored in the 6th. Here's the pitch. High pop in the infield right side. Shayla DeGarmo waits for it. And Casey K is done in the 7th. No runs, a hit, and 1 left. The Devils have stranded 7 through 7 innings. Last chance for the Dragons. They need a big comeback in a big way, trailing Casey K in game number 2, 8-1. Dragons 3 outs away from being forced to a game 3 by the Kansas City Blue Devils. Huh? Hannah Danielson, Molly Stevenson, and Ashton Reynolds. square off against Shannon Green in the 7th. Only 58 pitches. And it would not surprise me if Casey Tillery, if she gets out of this inning in relatively easy fashion, to put her right back in the circle for game number 3. Ball 1 to Danielson. Had an RBI single her last time up. 1 for 2. And has now hit safely in 10 of the last 11 games, including 5 in a row. Hard hit ball fielded by the third baseman Stringer. She makes the throw, and there's 1 away here in the Dragons' 7th. Molly Stevenson will be the batter, 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice and flew out. That game 3 link, just in case, was already set up, so you'll have to switch links if the Dragons can't make one of the most dramatic comebacks in school history. Ball 1 to Molly. Pitch number 61 for Shannon Green. And again, I surmise that Casey Tillery is going to run her right back out to the circle in the decisive 3rd game. She'll be opposed by DJ Cannon for sure. That curveball off the plate wide. And every time that Green has missed wide with that curveball, that wide, the next pitch has been right in on the hands of a Dragon hitter. Molly's always on top of the plate anyway. Here's the pitch. That time she misses high with a rise ball, and it's 3-0 to Stevenson. Ashton Reynolds on deck. Still time to get out to the Valley to watch the decisive 3rd game. So grab a bite to eat and head on out. Taking all the way on a 3-0 count is 3-1 to Molly Stevenson. Pitch in on the hand, slowly rode to short. Jennings up with it. And another great pitch. Turns into a soft out to the left side, and the Dragons are down to their final out in Ashton Reynolds. Reynolds had a 2-hit game in game number 1, held hitless in 3 at-bats here. Dragons have now hit 13 to 5.
The center fielder, number 7, Ashton Reynolds.
So quite likely 2 of the 7 series to be played today, going 3. Strike called. The pitch. Reynolds takes low for a ball, 1-1. Dragons, I want to say, was about 5 years ago. They had to go to 3 with Pratt here at Fun Valley. Curveball off the plate wide, and it's 2-1. That was the last time that the Dragons were forced to a game 3. I can't remember the year right off the top of my head. It's the first time that Hutch and KCK have played in the first round. 2-1 pitch. A little blooper in the shallow left that drops for a hit. Stratton gets a hand on it to knock it down and keep Reynolds at first with Hutchinson's 6th hit of the game. Now Izzy Godina is the batter. 0 for 3, a couple of fielder's choices and a foul out.
The shortstop, number 20.
Izzy now 0 for 5 in the series. Strike called. They got the pitch count up to 70. And I still say Casey Tillery runs Green out there. Here's the pitch. Hard hit ball, foul just outside of third, and Godina is now in an 0-2 hole. Over to my left on field 2, Hutch Ice softball with a 12-6 lead over Newton in the 5th. That's the first game of a double dip over there. I think the Nickersons are into their 2nd game with Pratt. 0-2 pitch bounces in and kicks away. That will allow Reynolds to move up to 2nd with a wild pitch. See if Izzy can extend the at-bat out a little bit and hang a few more pitches on Shannon Green. Hard hit ball to short. Jennings has it, crossed to first in time, and we've got a game 3, everybody. KCK wins game number 2, 8-1, after Hutchinson won the opener by the score of 6-1. We'll wrap up game 2 and get you set for the decisive game coming up after this break. We go to game 3 here in this District E Region 6 opening round series. Hutch won the first game 6-1. KCK rallies with an 8-1 win in game number 2. And game number 3 will start right around 5:45 p.m. Here's the totals for game number 2. We'll quickly wrap this one up. For the Devils, it was 8 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors, 7 left on base. Hutchinson, 1 run, 6 hits, 3 errors, 7 left on base. The winning pitcher, Shannon Green, a complete game 6 hitter. She's now 6-2. Tori Carruthers takes the loss. She drops to 7-3. Game time 1 hour and 30 minutes as the Dragons now have to rebound. And it's a one-game winner-take-all scenario for the Dragons, as is for KCK. We'll see who has the momentum coming up. Again, that game's going to be about 25 minutes. Switch links on the Blue Dragon Sports Network page, and we're back with you in about 25 minutes. Until then, we'll see you for game 3 then. Hutch loses the second game 8-1. We'll talk to you in about 25 minutes.